Hey guys, and welcome back to another speed paint. So if you hear a background noise, that's my mother. She can't sleep. It's 1 a.m., 1 and a half, 1:30. What am I saying? And she just is not asleep, and I can't wait anymore for her to fall asleep. She's like addicted to Naked and Afraid, so she's just binging it. So I'm sorry if you can hear the TV in the background, but I just can't wait anymore. I'm gonna fall asleep. Anyways, as you have seen, welcome to my commission tips from a mediocre artist video. I actually had something completely different planned for today, but since this speed paint you're seeing currently is a commission, and I try not to impose my ideas of whatever I was gonna rent today, I don't want to impose them on the person and character on top, because I feel like that might be awkward if, you know, they don't like what I'm talking about. I'm just using their character as a image to this video. So that's why we're talking about something that I think we could all agree is a thing that might help some. So these are my commission tips from a mediocre artist. And what I want to clarify, when I say I'm a mediocre artist, I don't mean I'm mediocre in the way that I take too long to deliver commissions, or I'm just never deliver them, I steal the money, nothing like that. That's not what I mean as a mediocre artist. I personally consider myself a mediocre artist because I feel like I'm not moving forward. I feel like I'm stuck, and I'm happy being stuck because I don't practice, I don't get out of my comfort zone, and I feel like that makes me a mediocre artist. But I feel like if I can get commissions, you can too. And if you're just like dabbling in the world of, ooh, maybe I should make commissions, I think some of these might help you. There might be like way more information. This is just like what I wrote today, and yeah, can you believe I actually wrote a list of things to tell you guys today, because my brain would have never remembered all of them. I'm pretty sure I forgot stuff. I tried to go to like the process of getting a commission from me to line this up, so it might be a disaster. I'm gonna try to not get too off topic, but I'm already getting off topic. So yeah, so I thought I would start in case you don't know what a commission is. In this context, a commission is when a client pays you money for you to draw them something. That's like the most basic bare bone definition I can tell you. So I'm gonna go to like some information you want to know. I'm pretty sure that if you clicked on this video, you know what a commission is, so I'm not gonna just give you a more broad definition, because I'm pretty sure you know, and if you don't, like, you can Google it anyways. So I want to like clarify that this information I'm giving you is helpful if you're doing this for private clients. Do not follow any of this if you're doing companies, you're working for a company, because that's like a whole other ball game. Like companies, other ball game. Like, go look for a different video. This one is not it. I don't think I might do a video about companies, but I don't have that much experience, doing commissions for companies. I've worked for companies, but it wasn't like commission based. It was like I was hired as a, I had a contract that I had to sign. So it's a little different when you work for companies. So please don't take any of this information if it's a company, because believe me, companies, most of them have no soul, and they will scam you. They will scam you, and they will like steal your art and give you almost no money, and then make like millions of dollars out of it. Okay, that's an exaggeration. Just be careful. But like, it's not that much of an exaggeration. It happens. So none of this for companies. Okay, gotcha. So the first thing I wanna like emphasize is, make sure you have a portfolio. If you don't have a portfolio, there's no way you're gonna get commissions, because how is the client gonna know you know how to draw? Like you might know you draw, and your friends might know you draw, but if you're not posting it online, who's gonna know? And you're gonna ask, Cams, what do I put in this portfolio? Show the work you wanna work on. So if you want to work on, I don't know, traditional commissions, then make a portfolio with your traditional commissions. Show your variety, show portraits, show full body, show animals, show backgrounds. It all depends on what you want to work. Like, don't have a portfolio with backgrounds if you don't want to take commissions making backgrounds. Like, there's no point of having a portfolio filled with backgrounds and then just wanting to get like portrait commissions, for example. So make sure you're showing what you want to work on, what you want people to commission for, and make sure not to show only your best work, because you might encounter a problem with it if you show in your portfolio your best work, your work that sometimes you make this thing that it was kind of not even planned and it was amazing and you have never been able to recreate something as good. You may encounter the problem that a client might see that and might think all your drawings are exactly like that, and then when you give what you actually can give normally, they might be disappointed. So make sure not to. I wouldn't even recommend putting your best work. Like, make sure what you're posting in your portfolio is something you can recreate, something you can be consistent on. And now you're wondering, Camps, aren't you like the most inconsistent artist ever? Yes, that's why my portfolio is just full of inconsistencies. I just show everything I can offer. I mean, it also depends, because for example, right now I'm only taking portraits, waist up, and character drawings, and I'm taking Twitch emotes and sub badges. So my portfolio has way more than that, but I'm focusing on that one right now. So just be realistic and be confident in your work. If someone looks through your portfolio and they want to commission you from it, just be confident that what they want you can deliver. Because I know I'm the first one to be like, oh my god, what if they hate what I'm doing? And they're gonna hate it. I hate it, they're gonna hate it, and I get in my mind about that. But if they seen your work, if you're seeing your like body of work, they should know what they're getting into. If they commission you, they know they want something from you with your style. And I ask my clients if there's something in my portfolio that they liked and they want something similar to that. And I've had like someone be like, hey, I want a portrait and I really like this portrait, so if you could do the coloring like in this one. And then I have a reference of what in my portfolio they like. So if you're not sure, ask your clients. Like, honestly, clients can be terrible, but they also can be so good. And just make sure you communicate with them, because communication is really important when you're in your commissions. Anyways, let's move on to this might be a little all over the place. My brain is doing the best it can, and I hope this helps someone. And it's already been 7 minutes. I should stop saying the time. Okay, so I want you to offer what's you're comfortable drawing. So like I said, right now I'm only comfortable offering portraits. I'm only comfortable offering waist up and emotes and badges, because right now I don't feel like I can draw full body. So why am I gonna offer a full body if I don't think I can deliver it? So make sure you know what you're comfortable drawing and what you think you can deliver before you even start taking customers. Because what if they want something and you have no idea how to even work on it? So first things first, have a clear idea of what kind of work you want to do, and also make a clear list of exactly what you're offering. As I said, are you offering sketches? Are you offering line work? Are you offering coloring? Are you offering all three? Is it going to include a background? Is it going to be a transparent background? Is it going to be flat color? How many characters? What type of characters? Is it going to be a humanoid? Is it going to be a character? Is it going to be a furry? Is it going to be chibi? There's so many options. So make sure you know what you want to create, because if you are not specific, someone might be like, oh, I want a chibi, and you're like, I'm terrible drawing chibis, so I can't do that. So make the job easy for the client too. Make sure they can navigate whatever you're offering. And I'm gonna get to my suggestions of how you should show your commissions or your portfolios. But just make sure this is before you even started. Just make sure you know, and also make sure you have a list of what you refuse to draw, because sometimes things can be unclear. You're saying, oh, I'll draw a character, but maybe you're not comfortable with nudity, maybe you're not comfortable with gore, maybe you're not comfortable drawing mechas, or as I said before, chibis, animals, that kind of thing. So make sure you have a list of what you won't draw either. And I find it that sometimes you people tend to think you will draw anything for them just because you're an artist. They think you can draw whatever they want, and that's not the case for most of us. Most of us, especially we're receiving money for it, want to make sure we're doing something we're good at. Make sure you plan your pricing. And I know pricing is the thing that gives all of us artists headache, like how are we gonna price our work. My biggest suggestion would be look at what other artists that are doing commissions are doing. This is mostly for traditional art, but not traditional, digital. Look for other artists that are offering commissions that are on your skill level, and see what they're doing. See how much they're charging. Don't just look for one though. Look for many, because there's so many artists out there that undercharge. So you might be seeing someone that you're undercharged, and then you start undercharging. But I think what you mostly have to take into account is like, what's the minimum wage where you live, because you really don't want to be making less than minimum wage with commissions. It's really hard to know at first how many commissions you're gonna get in a month. So it's something like you can kind of like start working on and then change your prices. There's nothing wrong with changing your prices. I increased my prices this year because I felt like it had been like 2-3 years since I started doing commissions, and I felt like I could raise my prices, and I did. And so far, I mean, tons of people have complained, but not important people. Like my true clients, they have not complained about the prices. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're doing more traditional work, you might want to include, the materials. If you're shipping the works, there's tons of clients that they want you to ship the painting, the commission. Some people just want a picture of it. They want a scanned picture of it. So you just make sure you communicate, like, if they want shipping or not, because you're gonna want to include that. Make sure you include the materials like canvas, paper, markers, watercolors, whatever you use, and make sure. I think something that a lot of people don't take into account when creating their, or like coming up with what prices they're gonna, have. It's experience. Experience is very valuable, and that's why I feel like you should at least increase your prices every day, because every year you're gaining experience. I mean, personally, I have a degree in graphic design, and I should be charging according to having a degree and according to my years. I've been doing commissions for so long. I feel like that should count for something, because it's not the same if you're just starting that if you've been doing it for years. I mean, maybe you haven't been doing commissions online, but maybe you've been doing commissions personally. Maybe you've been working and doing art for other companies. Experience is valuable. So make sure you take that into account before. And even if you're doing this as a hobby, don't, just because you're like, oh, I'm quarantined, I can't go out, this is my hobby, let's make some cash out of it. Don't undersell your art, because that affects all artists. If you undersell your art, then people are going to start seeing the lower prices as the norm, and you're going to see like a whole decline in like other artists are going to have to accommodate to the lower prices, because everyone's just like, oh, look, it's lower prices. I think that's not such a big issue with commissions in general, like digital art commissions, but I see it a lot with Twitch emotes and sub badges. Ever since the affiliate program hit, you would think that the increased demand in emotes would have either kept the price or increased the price of emotes, but if anything, it has lowered it. The other day I saw Twitch emotes for $3 for a Twitch emote. I don't know how anyone like even wakes up for $3, because I personally wouldn't. My minimum charge for a Twitch emote is $10, and that is just text. Just plain text is $10. If you want me to draw a character, minimum $20. And I am undercharging. I know I'm undercharging, but that's like where I'm at if I compare myself to other artists. And there are artists who do $5 emote and $10 emote, and I just don't think it's worth it, because it seems like it's not worth the effort, because emotes are so hard to work on. But that's beyond like we're talking about. I'm just saying, like, make sure you're not undervaluing yourself. You can always use and increase your prices. And if a person can't pay them, then they shouldn't, because art is a luxury, not a necessity. So even if you're a hobbyist artist, please don't undersell yourself. Your time is worth it. Even if you're like 16 living at home, don't undersell yourself. This could be a start of an amazing career if you don't undersell yourself. So yeah. That's it about prices, I guess. Okay, I guess we should talk about how you want to receive money. I use PayPal. You use whatever you're comfortable with. I personally use PayPal, and I also use another platform called Neki, but that's, I think, local. I don't know. I know Neki's like a South American countries, but I use PayPal or Neki. Depends on where they are from. Usually PayPal is fine. And then is when you want to think about like how you're gonna receive this money, right? So are you gonna be like me? I am like money first, everything else second. So I don't start working on a sketch until I get the money paid. So as soon as I like clarify everything and I'm like, yeah, this is definitely $30, because you know sometimes you advertise yourself as something is $30, but the person wants like this very complicated crown that is gonna take you like maybe 2 hours to work on. Then you're like, okay, this is now $30. I need to charge you extra for the crown. Make sure like that's something I should have mentioned, like add-ons when the pricing. Make sure like if you're doing something complicated, even if it's a portrait, which I think I charge $30 per portrait, but that's like a very simple portrait. If someone wants me to do like this super complicated flowery headpiece, I might charge a little more than $30, you know, because that's extra time. So make sure like you say like it's $30, but you know that's the base price. It might increase. Like let them know, and I'm gonna mention something about that later. But as I was saying, I take all the money first. But some artists choose to take a percentage first, then they like deliver the sketch, and then after the sketch they don't work on the sketch on like finishing the drawing until they've received all the money. That's also a way you can do it. I personally don't do that because I'm a scatterbrain, and that's just so much extra work that I don't want to put into it, into like making sure like, oh my god, this person sent this percentage, so I have to do this sketch, and then I have to deliver the sketch, and then this, and it just seems like a lot to me. So I'd rather have all my money first. No refunds. Clarify shit like that, you know. Make sure you have your rules established. And once again, I'm gonna get into that point later. I'm like jumping ahead because my brain. So here is like, once you have like a little notebook or a little notepad, or like me, I like Google Docs, because if I lose it, it saves in the Google Docs in the internet. So once you do that, you should like either make a page. Like I like using Weebly, but there are like tons of places you can make pages. So make a page or make a graphic that you can post in your social media. I recommend a page, because in a page you can upload your portfolio, and then in another part you can upload the prices, and in another part you can show your terms and conditions, and in another part you can have a contact page. That is why I recommend a page like Weebly, because I'll leave my Weebly link in the bottom. In the description. I never like show it because I don't know, but I'll leave it there. But you'll see I have a little tab with what commissions I offer, and other tab with my different. I have like 3 tabs with my different types of portfolios. Like I have a cartoon portfolio, a cartoon style portfolio, a realistic portfolio, and what do you call it, Twitch emotes and sub badges one. And then I have a whole tab for terms and conditions, where I list all of them. And then I have a little section underneath that has like only contact if you agree to the terms and conditions. But if you don't want to go through that, you don't want to create a whole web page or anything, you can do what I did recently, which is I did like this simple little graphics and posted them on Twitter, and posted all the essential information. I'll also link that if you want to check it out, but I'm pretty sure you've seen people doing that online. It's done a lot. And make sure you post it in social media and advertise it. You know, the important thing is that you advertise it, let me tell you, because if you don't advertise it, who is gonna know you're available for commissions? If you're like, oh, I just want to do commissions, but I don't like the social media game, I don't like being in social media. Well, I have some unfortunate news for you, but if you don't have social media, nobody is gonna know you offer commissions. So I suggest getting an Instagram, posting your art there. Instagram can work as a portfolio too. I gotten a lot of jobs only through. I've gotten jobs through Tumblr. Someone once saw my drawing randomly on Google. It linked to my Tumblr, and then from my Tumblr they ended up in my Instagram and my Facebook, everywhere. because they wanted this piece of art so much. They wanted to hire me so much for this piece of art. I was so flattered that they found it on Tumblr, and they ended up in all my social medias trying to contact me because they wanted to work with me. So, you know, be in any place you want. I am in Twitter, I'm in Instagram, on Facebook. I only have a Facebook fan page. I don't use like regular Facebook because that's just too toxic for me. YouTube, Twitch, whatever you want. Just make sure you advertise it, because if you don't, then who's gonna know? And make sure like you're constantly posting your work. Like, I'm not telling post every day because that's crazy. I know I don't post every day. I post like every 2 days if I'm being, you know, consistent, but then I go like a month without posting. But then like people have an easy way, because not everyone, like, let's be honest, it's 2020. People are lazy. They don't want to be like looking through your page portfolio. Some people are lazy. Some people will look through it, you know. You have all types of people. So some people might just like scrolling to your Instagram, and that might be your portfolio. So post it in your Instagram story. You can post it on your Instagram story every day, and you can post it on Twitter and then retweet it every day, twice a day. Make sure everyone is seeing, make sure all the demographics, make sure all the time zones are seeing it, you know. Just advertise it. I don't do that enough. I should advertise myself more, but I don't do that because I am stupid. That's the only explanation. Anyways, now let's talk about what I mentioned before about your terms and conditions. Be sure to have terms and conditions, and make sure like you send them to your clients, and you at least try to get them to read them, because people will not read your terms and conditions. I'm telling you this from experience. I've had things specifically lined, like highlighted in my terms and conditions, and they will not no reading it. Just they would ask things in my terms and conditions. They will demand things that are explicitly said I do not do in my terms of conditions. And what might you want to add in your terms and conditions? Well, very important. What can your work be used for? For example, my work is personal use only. So if I draw you a portrait, you can only like have it. You can print it for yourself. You can have it as your wallpaper or your screensaver, whatever. But you cannot print it a million times and sell it. You cannot put it on a shirt. You cannot, if unless you told me it was a Twitch emote, it cannot be a Twitch emote. If you ask me for a portrait, you're not gonna make a Twitch emote out of it. That would be stupid. Just ask for a Twitch emote. It's like the same price. But you cannot make stickers out of them and, you know, sell them either. You can make a sticker for yourself, but not to sell it. So make sure you have that clear. For example, for my Twitch emotes, I have them. You can use them as Twitch emotes. You can use them on Discord, but that's it. You cannot use my Twitch emotes, even if I made them for you, even if they have like your character. I do not allow them to be used as stickers. I do not allow it to be used as shirts, like no merch, because if you're gonna want to sell your product for merch, you're not gonna want to follow this commission list. Okay, merch is another ballgame. Like, it's just, you will need to either make a contract so you earn a percentage of your earnings from the sales. You're gonna have a flat fee that is way more expensive. Like you'll have to take into account who this person, for example, if they're a streamer, what is their average view, what is the average sub, like how many people do they get, how many people potentially will buy that shirt. Because if you sell your $30 portrait and they put it on a shirt, or your $25 emote and they put it on a shirt, then you're losing money and they're gaining tons of money. Even like Twitch emotes, one of the reasons I always say Twitch emotes are being undersold is because streamers are directly making money off your Twitch emotes. When you sub to a streamer $5 or any other amount of dollars, they're getting, like, the person is basically, yeah, they're supporting the streamer, but they're getting emotes. So a streamer is basically making money off your emotes. So you always have to think about those things. You know, you don't want anyone to be taking advantage of you. And believe me, people will try to take advantage of you, especially if you do Twitch emotes. Oh my god, people will try to take advantage of you all the time. Every single time I post Twitch emotes on Instagram, some people try to get some free emotes out of me and insult me when I say no. So yeah. What sizes are you working on? Like, what size are your portraits gonna be what, for example, if you're once again doing Twitch emotes, they require 3 sizes. Is there gonna be a PNG? Are they gonna be JPEGs? Are they gonna be something else? Make sure you clarify you clarify the size of everything, because if someone pays $30 for a portrait and then you give them the tiniest portrait, like they're gonna put it in their profile, it's gonna be pixel art and not the good kind of pixel art, you know what I mean? They're probably gonna be very pissed. So make sure you're working at a good size and you're telling the client so they know what to expect. And then what will they receive? So for example, once again, I think Twitch emotes is a good example, because you're paying $25 for an emote. You get 3 emotes, same emote, 3 sizes. Badges, sub badges for Twitch. Once again, this is what I work on, so this is why I know the most. They also get 3 sizes, but then you order 5, so 3 of each, so it's a bunch. It's like 15. It's exactly 15 cams. That's very basic math. I don't know. Maybe you're doing traditional commissions, so make sure you say, hey, this is a traditional commissions, but I'm not shipping you the actual work. I'm just sending you a picture of it. Or maybe you're willing to do all the shipping things, so you're like, yeah, this includes the canvas wrapped in a paper. I don't know. I don't know traditional stuff. But you know what I mean? Just make sure you clarify everything, every single thing you can think of that people might complain about or may have questions about. Just clarify it in your terms and conditions. Once again, I'll leave my terms and conditions if you want to copy them and adapt them to your own commissions. I think I basically use like 3 artists' terms and conditions and like adapted them to me to make mine. So it's just okay. I make sure like at least you try to get them to read them, because you can't force them to read them. But once like everything's done, if they have a complaint, they're like, oh, I wanted it in a bigger size. You're like, well, I told you to read my terms and conditions. This is the size I offer. If you wanted a bigger size, you should have told me before. But no, you didn't say anything because you didn't read my terms and conditions. So that's your fault. That's on you, not on me. Another thing you might want to add is your delivery time. I wouldn't recommend, honestly, for you, unless you're like, so good. Like, exactly, like, oh, every time I do a portrait, it takes me 2 hours. Unless you know that for a fact, don't do that to yourself. Have like a big estimate. I usually say, it can take 2 days, it can take a week, it can take a month. I usually don't go past a month. It also depends on the amount of commissions you're getting. So if you're getting too many commissions, increase those prices, bitch. Increase them, because you shouldn't be getting that many commissions. You should, like, I'm not trying to say you shouldn't be getting that many commissions, but if you're getting too many commissions, it might be because your prices are too low. And you're not going to be able to meet the demand. Like, if 50 people are commissioning you, like, you're not going to be able to meet that. So maybe either open slots or increase your prices, because believe me, if you want to work less, so increase those prices. I'm sure like a lot of them will keep coming back just because of your style. But I usually think that if you're getting way too many, that means your prices are too low. That means your work is really good. So, price increase, please. Yeah, but I would not be like delivery time 2 days, because now you have a deadline of 2 days. Also, make sure you keep a queue, and don't keep a queue for like order they requested. Keep a queue for and now I'm just like remembering stuff that is not in my notes. This is why I'm so scatterbrained. I'm remembering stuff. Keep a queue, but like who paid you, order of payment. You can put that in your terms of conditions. I'm pretty sure that is mine. My queue is in time of payment. Even if you requested a commission, like if you send me like, oh, I want to do a commission, I want you to do a commission for me. That's how it's phrased. I'm sorry, English. And it was Monday, and then on Wednesday, someone else said, oh, I want a commission from you, right? And the Wednesday person paid Wednesday, that same day, paid immediately. But Monday person paid on Friday. You're not gonna put Monday person first. You're gonna put Wednesday person first because they paid first. So take that into account. Make sure you do that. That's what I was gonna go to. Keep tabs of your commissions. Like, have a notebook, have a Google Doc, have a whatever notepad on your phone, and keep tabs of it. Write everything down. Especially if you're like me and your brain isn't like the best at remembering stuff. Write everything down. Like, write their name, their email, what they want, the price, if they pay you, they haven't paid you, what have they paid you if you're not doing all money first. And also, if you're having a conversation, be it through email, I recommend email, but if you're doing through Instagram, Twitter, make sure to take screenshots. And I'm not doing this to be shady or anything, but like, take screenshots, because I've had problems where, I've delivered the goods and the person has like, you know what, I'm gonna refund the money for no reason. So they take my money away even though I delivered the goods. And you're gonna have to, have a little bit of a discussion there and be like, bitch, what? And then you might have to, do this whole thing on PayPal where you show evidence. And the best way to show evidence is show the records of your conversation. I recommend email, because in emails you can't unsend, and you can download your email conversations as a PDF. So you can download all of your emails in a PDF, and then you can send them to PayPal if you're using PayPal, for example. And PayPal will usually, like, I know the terms and conditions have changed recently for PayPal, but PayPal has always sided with me. I've only had like 2 disputes like that, where one of them was like, I delivered a commission and the guy was like, this was not what I asked for, even though I had showed him the sketch. I described him, even before I did the sketch, I described what it was gonna look like. I sent him a sketch, and then I sent him the delivered product, and he was like, this is not what I asked for. And he obviously did not read my terms and conditions, because that was exactly what he asked for. So I had to send the whole conversation. I had to send a link to my terms and conditions, and me proving that I did show these terms of conditions to this person, and it was just like this whole thing. And then the second time was easier, because this person simply just blocked me on everything and refunded the money, and was using my emails on Twitch. So I had to file the PayPal thing and be like, yes, I deliver, and this person was just a scumbag and started trying to steal my money. And then I had to report him on Twitch and tell him this person did like pay for those emotes, then refunded it, so those emotes don't belong to them. So they had those emotes removed because he had no permission to use them. So you get into complicated things like that. Sometimes it happens, unfortunately, especially when you work with, I hate to say this because I'm a streamer too, and I have tons of amazing streamer friends, and they're amazing and I love them. But there's also a lot of shady people, and there's also a lot of young people. The younger people you might want to be careful with, because those are the ones who really want, the easy way out. They want to scam you if possible, because they don't want to pay you money. Unfortunately, most of the bad experiences I've had been with like younger people. And I don't want to say it's a stereotype, but most of my bad experience have been with Fortnite streamers. So just saying, every time a Fortnite streamer contacts me, I'm like, my defense goes up. I think the last thing I have in my list is, if you want to keep your clients up to date with what you're doing, you don't have to. Personally, I like sketching something, and this is how I do. Like, the person is, I want you to draw me my character, my OC. So I sketch their OC like they want me to, and then I'm like, here is the sketch of your OC, and they can give me at least 3 minor changes. Like, oh, I would like the hair to be like more flat, I would like the eyes to be more open, shit like that, minor things. If it's something completely major, then I would charge more for it, but that never happens. Honestly, that usually never happens. Just sketches, I show the sketch, they tell me, I fix it, and then once they give me the approval that the sketch is how they like, then I can start working on the full thing. And then once the full thing is finished, I show it to them and like, do you like it? Do you like the colors? Do you like everything? And once again, if they want any minor changes, I'll do them for free. If they want a different hair color, if they want an extra eyelash, something like that, I will do that for free. But if they're like, oh, you know what, that hairstyle, I don't like it, I want a new hairstyle, I'm gonna charge more for that, because changing the hairstyle in a finished product, that's a lot. So yeah, just make sure you're clarifying every step of the process. And that's why I recommend so much having a terms and conditions page, because it can save you so much trouble. And if the person chooses to not read it, that's their choice. You at least try to get them to read it. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say. This has gone way too long, and my mom interrupted me at one point, so I don't even know how long this is, because I had to record on a different file. So I'm sorry if this is too long and this is too much information and you're going a little like, oh my god, this is so much information. I'm sorry. I wish I was like a person who could be concise and just get right to the point, but that's just not how my brain works. I just have so much information to give you. But I hope this helped you. I hope this helped someone at least. And if you want to commission me, my commissions are open. I'll leave the link down below. It's in the Twitter thread. And yeah, and I hope you enjoyed this beautiful commission I made. I'll leave also the link to the person who commissioned me, because she's also an artist and she's an amazing artist. So I'll leave the link down below, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day, good night, good fight, and just be safe. Bye.